be just me. Rule my world from a place of reverie. Forgive myself unconditionally and learn from my mistakes. But then the movies tell me I should look like her and laugh like her. If I'm a quiet beauty, oh, will surely fall in love with me. But the people who love me best like the way I laugh, and they don't care what I wear. They rather see me loud and proud than stay polite and pretty. And they say, you are what you are, and that's all you ever knew. Fears like a warrior and soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, babe.
Thank you so much, New Thought Messengers. Good morning. Oh, we must do that again. Good morning. Oh, I could even hear the people online. Hi, Loves Online. Let's all turn around and wave to the folks online. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're all here with us here in the sanctuary and with us in spirit. What a blessing. Welcome to the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I am Shannon O'Hurley, and I get to be your senior minister. Such an honor and privilege in my life. It's so good to be here together. For those of you who are here for the first time, who might be new or newish, checking us out either here or online, please know that we are an inclusive, progressive, and compassionate spiritual community that is dedicated to spiritual activism in the world. And please know that we welcome and we embrace all people. And when I say all people, what do I mean? All people, everyone, everybody, everyone is welcome here. And not only are you welcome here, but we have mindfully and we have thoughtfully created a place just for you, exactly as you are, this day, this moment, in this breath. And so I'm going to invite us together to anchor this time, if you're comfortable, to share our vision and our mission. So with one voice, our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. This is the moment in the service where I invite you to take a deep breath as we acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. And with that, I am going to invite our beloved practitioner, Terry, up for our opening blessing.
Good morning. Again, let's settle into a gentle breath. Bringing ourselves here in this moment, in this spiritual community, to gather together and express all the love that is within each one of us. And I know that our time here together is sacred, it's powerful, and it's beautiful. Our community gathers together to express love. And it is witnessed in the ministry team, all who are here to uplift us, in those working with our children and that boisterous, bubbly energy that comes through that. For our ministry who work so hard to bring this together for each one of us. For all our practitioners, all our volunteers that make this happen. For this we are blessed, and I am grateful. And I know the message received today, whether it be through song or word, there is something within all of it that we can each take to heart and bring home. And I'm grateful, and so it is. And as we enter this time of our spiritual practice, I would encourage you to stand if you're able, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Please sing with us if you feel moved. joy, let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. Let the love, the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to invite Nancy Joe, a congregant, to come up and share with us about her experience in one of our classes.
Terry. Hi, everybody. So I had the great joy of taking Reverend Shannon's Beyond Limits class last September, and what a class it is. I've been a student of the teachings of Ernest Holmes for the past 30-plus years. I felt I had a good foundation, but this class really pulled it all together for me in a new way. I participated in the various expressions of the Church of Religious Science, Science of Mind, and now New Thought. Reverend Shannon's concise, articulate teaching gave me an appreciation of the truest principles of New Thought. She literally meets you where you are in her teaching and in your learning. For me, it put everything into a beautiful tapestry that I could see and embrace clearly. The tools I learned in this class are very specific and easy to integrate, a true roadmap to create or enhance a spiritual practice. The study of affirmative prayer has been a seismic shift in my approach to prayer, a grace that has deepened my connection to oneness. One of the many gifts I received from this class was this tiny seed was planted for a new vision for my life. That seed blossomed in subsequent classes, and I have now joyfully committed to enter the practitioner program. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy and Terry. Well, we have a good friend of mine sitting in with us today. Adrian Martin is out of town this weekend, and Glenn Hoover had family accomplishments, family events, perhaps, I don't know. So I am really excited to introduce all of you to Kivit Bednar on guitar, along with Angie Spinelli, Dennis Dove, Brandon Heatu, Faith Walker, and Kate Kuipers. All right, let's do it. Wake up and breathe in deeper than yesterday. Take on the morning like your soul's been remade. Roll down the windows, let your cares fly away. Good things are yours to claim, you don't have to wait. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. This is a new day. Everything's bursting with hope, coming alive. This moment, you got a freedom, coming to block anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old has gone away, this is a new day. Don't let it slip away, Go on and reignite impossible dreams. Become the one you never thought you could be. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. This is a new day. Everything's bursting with hope, coming alive. This moment, you got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old has gone away, this is a new day. Don't let it slip away, this is a new day. The old has gone away, this is a new day. Don't let it slip away, Love hasn't given up on you, Love is making the old things new today and every single day. Love hasn't given up on you, Love hasn't given up on you, Love hasn't given up, it hasn't given up. This is a new day. This is a new day. Everything's bursting with hope, coming alive. This moment, you got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old has gone away, this is a new day. Don't let it slip away, this is a new day. The old has gone away, this is a new day. Don't let it slip away, this is a new day. 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 Hey. Thank you very much.
Oh, our very own Brian Harris, our musical director. What a treat to have you singing. Yes, we do love you, Brian. Thank you all. So, how we all doing? All right. I know some of us are hanging in there. That's fine too. I have a question for you. Some of you will know this answer. I did not. What is the largest living organism on Earth? Now, some people might think it's a giant sequoia. That's where my mind went, or a blue whale. It is actually an aspen tree. Well, it started with one single aspen tree seed approximately 14,000 years ago, and that one seed comes from, of course, the divine, as we would posit, and it created this massive underground root system that then created more aspen trees, all from that one original divine spark, that seed. It's called the pando tree. Scientists gave it that name, pando, from the Latin. Look at that. It's actually one tree. The Pando aspen tree grove. Pando is from the Latin ice spread, because if you look at that, it's spread out of one single seed. The Pando tree was identified as a single living organism because its parts possess identical genetic markers that share the same massive root system. It's amazing. It's considered to be one tree, one living thing. This plant which it's considered to be also a plant, is located in south central Utah, here in the United States. This single aspen tree that has been cloned has approximately 47,000 tree trunks. And over time, it has grown into this massive tree grove. It is 108 acres large, and it is estimated to weigh a collective mere 6,000 tons. So for me, when I look at the images of the Pando, I'm able to visualize how they're all connected underground. Can you see it? You can visualize the roots intertwining under the earth. So many of us have seen roots intertwined under the earth. This exquisite, divinely intelligent root system. And it gives birth to new shoots and new trees. So I'm able to understand how a grove of trees like that is interconnected, and us humans are just like that. However, we don't have as easy of a visual, do we? We don't, we can't visibly see our roots. We can't visibly see how we're all connected to that one divine spark or seed of life. When we're walking down the street on our phones like this, it sure doesn't seem like we're connected to anything except our phones. But of course we are. Of course we're all connected. Science knows this. Every single human being on Earth shares 99.9% of the same genetic makeup. All of us. Every single one of us. The brilliant astrophysicist, author, and science communicator, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, to know him is to love him. He wrote, "We are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically. We are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically." So, why am I talking about this today? Because I have been reminded recently the spiritual call that we are all being asked into right now, which is compassion. Of course, it is so easy to be compassionate to those we love, to those people we know and agree with. As we all know, it's far more difficult to be compassionate for those we don't agree with. It is in moments of polarization and divisiveness that we humans forget so quickly that one divine spark that we are all connected to and from, the interconnected divine root system that we're all a part of. So how is it then, how is it that we can tangibly remember and see and understand and act towards each other as if we actually remember the eternal divine root system that we are all a part of? We do this, as the Buddha said, by staying awake. Spiritual practice helps us to do that. We talk a lot about spiritual practice around here. Why? Specifically because it allows us to stay awake. Awake and aware of all the ways that we human beings interconnect with each other on both the seen and the unseen sides of life. There is so much magnificence and divine orchestration that is happening every moment, in every breath, every day, and so often we miss it. I know I do. I was reminded of this divine root system, this connection that we all have, the ways in which spirit, that which we come from and moves through us for each other, shows up in our daily life. Recently, very recently, I was at the Portland airport. I'm at the Portland airport a lot. For those of you who know, I travel a lot. It's important to me, and it's a huge part of my life. And as I was coming off the plane and walking towards the Uber/Lyft rideshare area, which I do all the time, my phone was coming out of airplane mode, and I'm just walking along and I'm making my way, and I'm glancing at my phone. Don't tell anyone. I'm walking through, I'm glancing at my phone, and suddenly I see a bunch of texts from my sister, and I realize something has happened. And as I continue to walk out the doors of the Portland airport and over to the Uber, Lyft, rideshare area, I learn that my Uncle Terry passed away. My beloved Uncle Terry, who was just a giant of a human being. And as I was sitting there waiting for the Uber, I wasn't in my body. You know, we've all experienced that. Shock, we leave our bodies. I was processing this information. I was flooded with him and memories of him. My heart immediately went to my mom, Peggy. They were very close and have had quite a history. My heart immediately went to his wife, Ginger, and their kids, and my family, and him. And I looked down and I saw for the first time in all the times that I've ever been to the Uber Lyft rideshare place, the Ubers and the Lyfts were delayed by a minimum of 40 minutes. Had never happened in years of travel. So in my shock, I look over and I see the taxi stand, and something in me says, you just need to go over and get a taxi. Sorry, taxi drivers. I don't usually take taxis. I take Ubers these days, or Lyfts. And so I got up and I was so out of my body that actually I was halfway to the taxi stand when I realized I had forgotten my backpack. That's how out of my body I was. That's how much I was struggling to become present. And I grabbed my backpack and then I turned around and I went across the little road there. And as I looked up, I saw a woman in the distance wearing a stole, a cream-colored practitioner stole. And as I walked closer, I saw it was one of our practitioners. It was Janine, Terry Christopher's mama. We have 2 generations of practitioners. Janine, right here. Hi, darling. When I saw Janine in the airport wearing a stole, which is kind of random, and yet not. Oh, divine roots that we're all connected with. She happened to be there because we have a ministerial student retreat at our retreat center in Cedar Ridge. And Janine had happened to volunteer to help support the ministerial students who were flying in to go to their retreat this weekend with transportation. I looked at Janine and I immediately went right to her and just like this. You knew right away, honey, that something was going on internally for me, didn't you? Yeah. And I have to tell you, of all the gin joints, I mean, for my heart to meet Janine's heart in that moment was so healing and such a divine reminder that God, that spirit, that source, that energy, that quantum consciousness, whatever word you want to use, is always at work on behalf of all of us all the time. All the time. All the time. Just often by people who are not necessarily wearing a practitioner stole. When I was able to see Janine in her beautiful stole, it brought my heart back into my body, and it helped me remember in that moment that my Uncle Terry was on the other side of life, saying to me, oh, darling, I know it's hard now, but I'm fine. Are you kidding me? It is so good here. I'm sharing this with you not only because this is where I'm at right now and this is me. This is me being as authentic as I possibly can with you. I was so struck by that miracle. And then it led me to go inward and begin to recall all the times in my life, angels unaware, angels entertaining us. You were my angel that day. And isn't it amazing how we so often are given the opportunity to be the angel for others in large ways and in small ways? That divine root system, if you will, is always at work. That was a glorious reminder of the interconnectedness that we all share for me, that we are always guided, guarded, and protected, that no matter what, Spirit is always showing up in shoes around us, through us, as us, for us, reminding us the spiritual truth that we are all interconnected, we are all one. Now, if I were to logically ask, of 365 days out of the year, how many hours, seconds, minutes, all the things that had to conspire for that moment, for me to get off the plane just at that time, taking that particular flight, walking at that pace, for the Ubers to be delayed for the first time ever. All of that. I tell you, my friends, the universe conspires for our good all the time. All the time. How is it possible that Janine showed up that day at that exact moment? As Matt Kahn, who is going to be here Friday, May 12th, wrote, in a world of endless questions, like that one, in a world of endless questions, love is the only answer. Love is the only answer every time, every single time. I invite you in this moment to think of a time when someone you knew or someone you didn't know showed up as love at the exact time that you needed them. You know, your car runs out of gas, somebody comes by, all the things. We are literally each other's root system. We are here to provide nourishment and support for one another, to love people we know and to love people we don't know. Think of a time this might have happened to you. Can you just call that in? Or maybe a time when you were that for someone. When you were metaphorically wearing the stole. The title of my talk today is All That We Are. And this is it, my friends. All that we are is about how we show up for ourselves and our sisters, brothers, and siblings in this world that we share. Ernest Holmes wrote, "My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone." My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Isn't that glorious? I invite you to consciously work with this idea this week, this ancient spiritual idea. Because yes, of course, we are all living our own individual lives, of course, and my soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Because we're all in relationship all the time. It doesn't matter if it's in person or we're watching the news or it's someone in the grocery store. We are all connected by this divine root system, by universal love. And we are here to recognize the soul of the universe in everyone, as everyone. In the Hebrew Bible, in Genesis 12:2, it says, I will bless you and you will be a blessing to all peoples on earth. We are here to be a blessing to one another. All that we are is a blessing to this world, my friends. We are here to be that. And yet, man, it can be difficult. Anybody? Oh. When we are faced with someone, let's say, who is on the other aisle from us, or has a different cosmology or concept of the world, can we love someone we don't agree with? Yes. Always. 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 In all ways. We do not have to agree with them. Absolutely not. But the call is to love them anyway. It's what all the great spiritual teachers throughout millennia taught. Spiritual teachers have been talking about this for thousands of years, and herein lies the rub. We are here to love unconditionally, and that is not easy. That is not easy. To recognize the divine root system that we all have and to support each other, even with people we don't agree with, to do our work, to be the change we wish to see. You know, our spiritual activism is a huge, huge piece of this community. We are here to do this work, my friends, to support each other. This is the holy journey. This is the sacred and often messy path of the spiritual seeker. And we are here to do it with love. With love. Speaking of love, I don't know about all of you, but in my family, the TV show that we love a lot of TV shows, but one of the TV shows we love a lot and can probably quote it chapter and verse, my daughters can, I cannot, they can, is The Office. Anybody? Like during the pandemic, it was sort of in the background, it's like a background soundtrack. And the character from The Office, Dwight, brilliantly played by the actor Rainn Wilson, is actually a spiritual seeker. He is a practicing Baha'i. He is the co-founder of the spiritually minded media company Soul Pancake, if you know that. He hosts a podcast that explores all things spiritual. He's really funny, and he has a new book coming out. It just came out. It's called Soul Boom: Why We Need a Spiritual Revolution. I am reading it. I have asked Carolyn to get some copies. She will have some in our bookstore next week. I wanted to share with you an excerpt from this. He writes, a body, human body temple. A body simply could not be any more diverse, a slushy bag of skin that contains within it goopy liquids, gigantic bones, and tiny organs that determine all kinds of things. A cauliflower brain sparked with electrochemical impulses, eyelashes, nerve endings, toenails. All of these components could not be more various and distinctive from one another. At the same time, they are harmoniously linked and operating most of the time, hopefully, with incredible grace and fluidity. The body propels itself, meandering around a shopping mall or a park or a dining room, and meanwhile holds somewhere inside of it that miraculous flame of consciousness. He continues, all 37 trillion cells of the human body show flashes of independence, but at the end of the day, they are all working towards a larger unity. One could say all of humanity, too, is like the body. A single organism of 8 billion individuals grouped into a myriad of divergent parts, components, and bits and bobs that must harmoniously balance to function as a civilization. Isn't this a beautiful connection between our body and the human body? He goes on, this interconnectedness became blindingly apparent when a virus that started in rural China swept through the world, affecting every single country. Or when a tiny nation of Greece defaulted on its loans and upended stock markets globally. Or when supply chains ceased up and car parts got stuck on cargo ships, affecting automobile prices everywhere. Remember that? He continues, we are all related. We need each other. We depend on each other. We affect each other. We are one human family, regardless of race or nation or class, sharing a rock in space. And so if you continue in this sort of evolutionary line of consciousness, you come to the inevitable conclusion, he writes, that we are not only interconnected, we are actually all one. Like the pando, we are all one, connected by this divine root system called love. And this world of ours, my friends, my loves, needs us to activate by leading with loving compassion. How do we do this in a polarized society? We must link arms with oneness. We must lead with the fullness of knowing this oneness. How do we do that? Again, as the Buddha said, by being awake enough to notice the ways in which we have opportunities to show up for each other and to notice the moments when others show up for us. So for this week, I invite you first to allow the divine root system that connects all of us to be fully felt in your life. I'm going to invite you to bring that into your conscious awareness wherever you go throughout your day. I've been playing with this idea of actually seeing it as a root system. It's really powerful. Just for a moment, for those of you online, those of you here, those of you online, wherever you are, whatever city, whatever town, in your home, feel the connectedness of this divine love outside your home, wherever you are. Those of you here in this room, feel right now the connectedness. The love that is to your left and your right and in front of you and behind you. It is profound. When we remember this interconnectedness, we can say anything with love. We can speak truth to power. And we can pray with our feet. As Rabbi Heschel said, when I marched in Selma, my feet were praying. So the first thing this week, I invite you to see that visual. It's a powerful visual. The second, I'm going to invite you to allow your soul to meet the soul of the universe in everyone. Stay awake to the angels at work in your life. And the third, speaking of angels, I also invite you to, wherever possible, be like Janine. Listen, be guided, notice where you can show up as unconditional love and holy strength for another person, whether you know them or not. And then watch the blessings follow. Let's pray. I invite the practitioners to step forward. And as they are coming down here, know that they will be anchoring this time of prayer. And so I invite you just to turn within. Those of you at home watching, I invite you to close your eyes, turn within, or just cast them downward if that's more comfortable for you. You can glance a few feet away from your feet. Take in a deep, nourishing breath. What a blessing it is to know this one divine seed, this one divine spark of life that is called by so many names. God, Spirit, Source, Allah, consciousness, the ultimate reality. How good it is to know this divine love that is Spirit is everywhere present, everywhere, in, through, and as all things. And this love lives and breathes at the center of me and the center of every single being on the seen and unseen sides of life. This love is eternal. This love has been with each one of us at our center before we even had a name. This is ancient, eternal love. And what I know is that this love is the greatest and highest truth of each one of us. And we have an opportunity this week to carry this love out into the world, to share it, to be it, to speak it in all the ways that we are being called to, from the tiniest things to the biggest ones. That this root system that is the love that connects all of us surrounds us and is continually giving itself to us. And so I bless each one of us this week. I bless our friends and our family, recognizing that they too are surrounded by this unconditional love. And in this moment, I bless all people who gather in churches and mosques and ashrams and synagogues and temples and yoga mats and planning meetings and marches and vigils and hikes, knowing that we are all connected. We are all loved and loving in this life experience. What a blessing it is to be in this divine root system together. How good it is to know our interconnectedness. How good it is to know that the highest truth about us is that we are one. We are one. We are one. And so from this place of grace and absolute gratitude, I give so much thanks. I give so much thanks for this knowing, for this truth, for this beloved community. I allow it to be, and so it is. Blessed be. Amen. Amen. Thank you, loves. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Shannon. Did anybody feel the energy that was flowing when Reverend Shannon was being so utterly authentic and vulnerable? That energy that came up, that's evidence of our connection. We love you. This is a time for our conscious giving, and it is, I don't have my little card, but I'm still holding it to my heart. This is our time to support our ministry here, and stay with that thought about connection and how we are the roots for so much more to come. We have so much growth to do. So it is also Fabulous Friday. Nope, I knew I was going to say it wrong. Okay. I got all caught up in the F's. Okay, it's Festive Fifth Sunday. And so if you feel called, give a little bit more. You can text to give. And the number's right there, 503-966-3236. And all is appreciated, knowing that what comes here supports our ministry and goes back into that community of interconnected roots that is all around us. So I would like to invite everyone to share in our prayer. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Brian?
Thank you, Terry. I have within me greater power than I've used, more life than I have lived, more strength than I have known. I have within me greater talent to express, more courage I can muster, more faith that I can show. Oh, I am ready.
Let it out.
Turn it on, turn it loose. I'm gonna bring it on. Let it shine, let it soar, be brighter than before. Dance and sing, do my thing. I'm gonna bring it on and on and on.
Let it out.
I have within me greater dreams to come true, more willingness to change, more love to give away. I have within me greater wealth that I can share, more potential to reveal, more beauty every day. Oh, I am ready. Turn it loose, turn it on. I'm gonna bring it on. Let it shine, let it soar, be brighter than before. Dance and sing, do my thing. I'm gonna bring it on and on and on. Turn it loose, turn it on. I'm gonna bring it on. Let it shine, let it soar, be brighter than before. Dance and sing, do my thing. I'm gonna bring it on and on and on. Let it out. Let it out. Turn it loose, turn it on. I'm gonna bring it on. Let it shine, let it soar, be brighter than before. Dance and sing, do my thing. I'm gonna bring it on and on and on.
Let it out.
On and on and on.
Let it out.
Down, see about staying up brighter than before. Dance and sing, do my thing. I'm gonna bring it on and on and on and on and on
Let it out.
and on and on. Let it out. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. This guy right there. I have a few announcements. I'll try to zip through them nicely. Nancy, thank you so much for sharing, and especially about the Beyond Limits class. That starts tomorrow night, and you can still sign up on the website. I'd highly encourage you to attend. And then in 2 weeks, on Mother's Day, we're having our New Thought christening. Baby, child, and teens are all welcome for this beautiful blessing. If you have a baby or a young child or a teen, please go to our website and follow the link to register or sign up at the info table. Join our very own Jen Moore right back there and her Social Justice Book Club. I know many are members from NTCSL. And for the month of May, they are reading the stunning debut and New York Times bestseller, This Here Flesh, by Cole Arthur Riley. Go to the website for more information. Books are available downstairs in the bookstore or you can order online. We had a beautiful meeting last Sunday led by Rev Shannon for our spiritual-led activism global collective team. I know many of you are right there online. And if you missed it, and if you're interested, please sign up on our website or at the table out here outside the doors to receive more information. And lastly, and bestly, certainly not least, we have a lovely opportunity to honor someone who's previously worked here with our youth for many, many, many years. Ben Price, can you please stand up? Yeah. Yes. We love you and we thank you. There'll be a celebration downstairs, cake. Let's all give Ben some love down there. Thank you so much. Reverend Shannon.
We love you, Ben. Yes, thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, there's cake. So, what? Okay, all right. My loves, I want to thank all of you who are here in person, those of you online. We have beloveds joining us right this moment from California, Nevada, Oregon, Arizona, Colorado, Nebraska, Florida, and Germany. We love you so much. And I know that there are those of you who are in other places, and we do our best to capture. If I didn't say where you're from, know that we love you, and we're so grateful that you are here with us together, creating this experience together. I'm going to invite the practitioners once again to come down forward here. They will be available for prayer. If there is anything at all on your heart, I invite you to come down and just let them know what you need prayer for. At the beginning of this service, I actually pulled beloved Terry aside and said, honey, I need you to know for me strength because I'm sad. And she did, and I thank you. Prayer works. My loves. Those of you online, we have practitioners who are online moderators. There will be practitioners available for you as well. So all the information's in the chat box. You go into a private prayer room with a licensed practitioner, and they will support you and uplift you. So with that, I want you all to please stand as you are able for a closing blessing. And let me just say, that while I have sadness, obviously, in my heart, I also have an enormous amount of hope and gratitude for this place, this community, this place to come and be supported and be loved up. What a blessing. What a blessing to be together, yes? All right, so my love, Terry, let us together with one voice. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light, until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are so loved.
I release and I let go.